YouTube? This is Shirley426, and today we have the review of the newly released or recent Premium Bandai exclusive or P-Bandai exclusive HGUC Slave Wraith Parachute Pack. Now, I have been waiting for the Slave Wraith for a long time. I have been a big fan of the design ever since I've seen the mobile suit. When they announced that they were going to make a new HGUC Gundam Ground type, I actually was wondering if they were going to go for this. But after the HGUC Gundam Ground type Revive was released, they also announced a Premium Bandai exclusive HGUC Gundam Pixie, and that is when I noticed, or definitely knew, that they were going to go for the Slave Wraith. And I should point out that I have also pre-ordered the Slave Quartz Pixie and the Gym Ground type as well, so you can expect a review from me for those kits as well. Alright, so let's get on to the review. So first of all, I would like to mention is that this review is going to be a simple review, meaning that I won't be going over articulation, because this kit is exactly the same build as the HGUC Gym Ground type, Gundam Ground type, Blue Destiny 1, 2, and 3. The basis is pretty much the same, so I will be only pointing out the differences and maybe some minor issues that I've kind of seen regarding the kit, so yeah. Alright, so before we start the comparisons, let's go over what you're supposed to get. So here we have all the stuff that you're supposed to get. Now, from the name of the kit, obviously we get the parachute pack. Definitely big backpack and definitely has that parachute look on it. Here's a peg that connects, and then we have these two black stickers, which are from the big black square right over here. I'll show you guys how this works later. We get the rocket launcher. Once again, pretty nice design, and we have the removable clip, nothing too special right over here. We get the machine gun, very typical machine gun. We've seen these before. We get the beam rifle with the trigger finger hand. Of course, the this trigger finger and the rifle, as you just saw, does not have a hole and peg system, so the handle is going to be a little bit wobbly. So just keep that in mind. Now, for me, I've taken off the hand on and off multiple times, so which is the main reason why mine is getting a little bit loose on the loose end. And then we get an open hand, so we only get an open hand for the left hand and one trigger finger for the right hand, so we don't get any of those. Other than that, we get the multi-purpose hands, which are already on the kit as well. And then here we have two Beam Saber effect parts and a Beam Saber hilt. We do get two of these as well. I just took out one for example. The other one is stored in the leg. And then we get the cannon, which I was not expecting because, this was also mentioned in the manual, but I don't really remember seeing the Slave Wraith using this weapon in games. So, yeah. And then we get the shield, pretty much the same shield as the Gym Ground type and HGUC Gundam Ground type. And we get the nice sticker for the Slave Corps symbol right over here. Okay, so other than that, let's go over stickers. So I've mentioned a few stickers right over here. The Slave Corps symbol, the two black stripes. Number 4 is obviously the eye stickers. Number 7 is the V symbol for the crotch area, but I decided to just use a Gundam Gold marker because I don't really like using this sticker at all. And then we have here 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2 are for the front camera, back camera, and number 3 was the beam rifle visor camera. We have 9 and 10 right over here. This 9 is supposed to go onto the chest, and then 10s are supposed to go onto on the side of the legs where you store the beam sabers. They do give you stickers for these, but they are not mentioned in the manual, which I find a little bit odd, so I didn't really use them. And we have this part, which they actually put cut marks right over here. I'm not really sure why, but I guess it's just for the sake of just for convenience if you want to use more. And then we get number 5 and 6, which are stickers that goes onto the edge of the shoulders. I'll show you guys what these are later. And that's pretty much it for the sticker sheet. And let's look over the leftover parts. Let's get rid of the obvious. We get some leftover polycaps. Here we have the leftover polycaps. We have these parts right over here, which are typically used on the arms or / shoulder articulation. But in this kit, they don't use polycaps. They use the plastic ones. But at least it's good to have backup. And then here we go. This is technically a leftover piece, but you can actually make the original backpack of the Gundam Ground type. So yeah. And then here we have some very obvious shoulder pieces for the original Gundam Ground type. And then here we have a gray colored version of the crotch piece, and then a gray colored version of the lower cockpit section, which is supposed to be red. So yeah, I believe these are just repeats, but in different colors. And then here we have the leftover part for the parachute pack. Now I know they have announced they did release a Premium Bandai exclusive HGUC Gundam ground type with the parachute pack, which also includes the gym ground type head. So I'm going to assume this is from that. So I'm going to assume that had a different design for the parachute, but yeah, I'm not really sure what this is. And then here we have the weapon rack for the Gundam ground type. Of course, we don't really have the case, so once again, leftover piece. And then we were almost able to make a head for the original Gundam ground type head. The only thing you're lacking would be the eye stickers, head cameras, and the faceplate, because the faceplate is actually used on the slave Wraith. Alright, so let's get over. We're done with the components. Now let's go over let's start doing the comparisons. So, as I mentioned, this is going to be a simple review, so I won't be going over articulation. And if you actually built the HGUC Gundam ground type Revive or the Gym ground type or the recent or the new versions of the Blue Destiny Unit 1, 2, and 3, you know what to expect from this kit. Because from top to bottom, the body, waist, legs, arms itself is the exact same build, as far as I can tell. And as I experienced as well. The only difference regarding this would be the shoulders, head, and the backpack, and obviously the color. So let's go over the obvious. Number one is the head. So the Gundam ground type had a more traditional Gundam type head, while the Slave Wraith is actually a more improved head. Instead of having the original Gundam look, it now has more antennas. So it kind of reminds me of the GXs from Gundam Age, but either way, the reason for this design is that it has more improved sensors for the head, which kind of explains the big head camera, and then 2 more antennas on the back, which are actually meant for a better communications technology. So yeah. So the antennas on the back are not too fragile, but they are easy to, like, you know, these are one of those pieces, if you drop, it's going to be easy to lose. So just be careful regarding that. But I really do like the design, and then I really like the fact that they actually used the faceplate for the original Gundam ground type. So yeah. And then the shoulders. These might be familiar. They're kind of the same, the similar shoulders as the Gym Striker or Gym 2 Semi Striker. And then here are the stickers that I was talking about that goes onto the edge of the shoulders. Because I believe in the games or any illustrations regarding this mobile suit is that they would have these lights on the shoulders. So these stickers are meant for that, and I'm really glad they actually did this, because they do pop. They do, you know, get in the eye a lot. So I really like that extra detail going on. And the last part that's different would be the backpack. Instead of having the backpack that's meant for a weapon suitcase, they actually gave them, the Slave Wraith, a more RX-78-ish backpack for more agility and movement, and I really like this concept and design. And this is a very simple build. You just snap 2 pieces together and then attach the thrusters, and you're good to go. These thrusters, they're not each individually articulated. There's no articulation. They're just 2 thrusters in one piece, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so we're done with the comparisons. The articulation is pretty much the same. The only thing that I would say would be, just be careful, would be that since the shoulder connection here does not use a polycap but instead of a plastic, so there's a plastic joint and a plastic ball joint. So at first this part is going to be very, very stiff. It's gotten better for now, but just be careful not to twist off or break apart. Other than that, it has this pretty much same articulation as ever, so no need to worry about articulation. It's already top notch. So with that, I'll be right back with the first set of equipment. Okay, here I'm back with the first set of equipment. So here we have the parachute pack actually on the backpack, with the beam rifle on the right hand, and then the machine gun and shield on the left arm and hand. So I think, like, this is, like, I really do like the parachute pack, because it does really give you a chance to, like, try it out. The action base is not included, obviously, but it really gives out that the design and size actually does give it an idea where it's not really meant to be an actual backpack that's supposed to be on permanent on a mobile suit, but actually meant to, you know, be used on certain situations. And yeah, I really like that design and aspect. So I guess I should point out how you're supposed to use the backpack. So the backpack, I mean, it's fairly simple. Luckily, it doesn't really involve, like, you know, ripping off what the mobile suit already has on. So hopefully I can take this out. Okay, so here we have, there's a peg right over here, and on the backpack, I believe I did show you guys the backpack, but I believe when I first showed it, it should have a piece like here. There we go. So there should be like a piece right over here on the back. Oops, that's actually upside down. So when you're not using the parachute pack, there should be like a piece right over here that's blocking the hole. So all you need to do is just plug it out and then just reattach it, and there you go. And it's a firm connection, so no need to worry about this just falling off on its own. And I really like this design. So yeah. So yeah, definitely I think a lot of people are going to enjoy the parachute pack because there's just so much ways to use it. Alright, so I'll be right back with the second/last equipment, because I feel like I don't really need to show you guys how to use the cannon, because once again the slave race was not really known for using that cannon as far as I know. Maybe in the original game, maybe it used it, but yeah. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Here's pretty much the last equipment, which I have the beam saber on the left hand and then the rocket launcher on the right arm. So yeah, I mean everything works pretty well. Not that like each weapon doesn't really have any hindrance, because sometimes a kid or a figure can have a weapon, but still it could have also trouble using that weapon as well. The best example would be my previous version of the Robot Damacy Heavy Gundam, where it's gonna have trouble using the bazooka. But in this kit, there's no such problem, and the shield also works pretty much well as a stand. So that's pretty much it for the review. I mean, I would definitely recommend this for fans of the HGUC Gundam ground type or fans of this mobile suit, because they just give you a lot of good stuff. They give you the parachute pack, they give you the machine gun, the beam rifle, and the cannon for some reason. As I mentioned, I'm not going to really show this. I decided not to show this because I don't really think it's a major thing for this mobile suit. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope this review was also helpful for those who were thinking on getting this kit. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive HGUC Slave Race Parachute Pack. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out of, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!